Dirtfish Rally, friends. And what a beautiful morning it is here in Leon, Mexico. David, we're very lucky to be back, and we'll be very lucky to be back in this beautiful, brand spanking new service park.
It's pretty spectacular, isn't it?
It really
You know,
is.
we'll take you for a walk around at some point during the weekend, but it's a purpose-built, perfect surface park.
And what
Surface
a way,
park? Service park.
Service park.
Very
And what a
early
way
call.
for the service park to make its debut. The Rally of Nations Guanajuato. We're here to cover it this weekend. We've had the opening stage. Now, the opening stage here is that traditional street stage in Guanajuato. And once again, it didn't fail to live up to its incredible reputation.
It was spectacular, wasn't it? Just thousands and thousands of people. Who was the biggest star?
Biggest star was Nami.
Yeah.
What a
remarkable.
reception.
You know, Guerra kind of... Tom Williams warmed everybody up. Tom Williams was first over the ramp, and it just the atmosphere just built and built. And Benny was in about car 9 or 10, and then Francisco Name came in, and people were screaming for him.
Screaming from, you know, David mentioned Tom Williams there. He was spectacular first into the stage in that little R3 Fiesta.
Rally
Looked
3.
great.
Rally 3.
Rally 3. I'm very sorry, it does confuse me, and you're right to keep me right, David Evans. Rally 3 Fiesta looked absolutely spectacular and set some great times. But David, now, a lot of you have asked this question. It's not all about the times this weekend. It is a team competition. They've gone to great lengths, the organisers, to make sure that the different cars, the different performance from the cars are handicapped to a level. Explain.
That's your bit done. So it does, on the face of it, it looks quite straightforward. You would say a Group N car is a second of K slower than a Rally 2 car. They've gone into it, like you say, far more deeply than that. They've looked at exactly how old the car is, which engine spec it's got, which ECU it's running, which suspension's on the car.
It's incredible,
Just
the detail they've gone
every single
to.
piece. So when the teams have put the cars forward, they've listed all of the components. Then it's scrutineering. I don't know why. I assume scrutineering's over there somewhere.
Of course, they might be behind us. Who knows?
The scrutineers have gone through and checked everything, and then each car has been given its own individual coefficient. So
the coefficient is the handicap. The base level is the Rally 2 car, so what we used to call the old R5 car. That's the base level, and everything else is handicapped individually to the R5.
Even those Rally 2 cars are different.
Yeah.
So there's a handicap. You know, there's one premium Rally 2 car somewhere in the field, and then everything is just kind of given an added time to that. So it could be, if it's just a year-old Rally 2 car, it could be just 0.1 of a second per kilometre that they have added to it.
So if you're looking at the timesheets, and I would maybe suggest you don't necessarily look at the timesheets this weekend. It's interesting. Do look at them. Don't ignore them totally. But the organisers will look at the timesheets. They've got a very, very clever system. They've got it all worked out. They've got the equations into the spreadsheets, and the positions will come up with those handicaps applied. Team points go in. At the end of the day, it's the team with the most points, driver 1, driver 2 combined, that wins the Rally of Nations. It sounds a little complex, folks, but it's not. It's genuinely straightforward.
It's not, and that's the point. It's two drivers per team, and they get points, 45 points for a stage win. Your points are added up, and that's how last night we saw Mexico Team Mexico number 4 leading the event.
Now you might suggest, having watched that, Team Mexico, Team 4 Rally, Mexico Team 4 leading the event.
Team Mexico
4 leading the event. Maybe the handicapping isn't working. Don't forget, it's a tarmac stage. And what we always find in tarmac stage is the little cars do better. They can get the power down quicker. They can use their nimbleness more. So the coefficient, the handicap, is designed to be applied to the gravel stages. So obviously, the benefit on the tarmac stage is much greater for the smaller cars, and that is why we've seen Mexico Team 4 leading after stage 1. So,
Team Mexico 4.
Team Mexico 4. It's not complicated, but it's early. But
move on to today. I mean,
let's move on to today. But let's just tell you what we've got ahead of us today, because we've got a great day ahead of us, a proper full day of rallying. We have 3 loops of stages today. We take in the majority of those 2. There's a couple of loops with, one loop with 3, one loop with 4, one loop with 2 stages.
Yeah.
But the mainstay of today is the Guanajuatito stage and the Otates stage. They are classic Rally Mexico stages, and David and I drove one the other day. They look incredible.
They look in just perfect condition, almost to Mexico. Like we talked to Benito Guerra, didn't we? And he said, you know, it's almost like...
I'm going to put you right. See as he puts me right all the time. Benito Guerra.
They're almost like carpet. I'm going to ignore him. And
Benny,
do. Let's just go with Benny. Let's go with Benny. He said There is so much grip in there. He said, you know, if you stand at the side of the road, you'll hear the tyres squeal.
Yeah, incredible.
And we've seen it before. They actually lay rubber down, don't they, in some places?
They do in some places. But what will happen, particularly with free passes, is the important thing is working out how the roads will develop. We know in Mexico that attrition is a big factor. So I suspect we're going to see a bit of tactical driving out there today. It won't necessarily be about which team is fastest in the stages. It'll be about which team gets to the end of today, because I can see us having a few issues out there with attrition. If you're a bit headstrong, if you go for a little bit gung-ho, you could be in trouble.
But that's typical Mexico, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's always, every year, you've got to take that sensible approach. And parts of these stages, it's again typical Mexico. We've seen, I think there's one part of the stage that's used 5 times, and it's
we'll talk about that later. That could be interesting.
It is a beautiful surface right now, but it's not going to take long, because what they do here is they build the roads up so you've got this perfect surface, but then just at the side it's really soft. So where you're cutting, you're pulling all of the soft stuff out, and that's where the jeopardy and the big rocks
lies. Listen, that's one of the great legacies of Rally Mexico, and you see it when you go out before the rally starts. Yes, the roads at the end of the rally will look destroyed, but the rally then goes out, works very, very hard, and puts the roads back to the most incredible condition, and the locals get the use of those incredible roads for 363 days of the year, 364 days of the year. It's a wonderful legacy. The roads around the mountains, just behind us here, you can see the mountains over my left shoulder. That's the one.
Over my shoulder.
You can see the mountains. The roads there are beautiful, and that is a legacy of Rally Mexico. So listen, we talked about the coefficients, we talked about the team element to this. If perhaps, just perhaps, I confused you a little bit, David Evans, this man here, has written a wonderful article on dirtfish.com. Go and read it. He explains all.
It is a little bit confusing though, but
it's not.
Take it with a pinch of salt.
A little bit of time, read the article, work out what's going on. We're here all weekend. Follow our social channels, our Twitter at Dirtfish Rally on Twitter. We're on Instagram.
Don't do that to me.
We're posting little updates on YouTube all weekend. So we'll be here. If you've got any questions for us, any questions for anyone that's in the rally, let us know
if you've
on
got
Twitter.
Questions for Gilles Spitalier, Patrick Superville, the people behind this event, you know.
Send them in.
Yeah, absolutely. We
send them in. So just to let you know today, it is how many stages?
It is 9 stages.
9 stages. How many kilometres?
141.
3 loops of stages. Dirtfish.com is the place to be for all the action as it unfolds at the Rally of Nations Guanajuato.